Is Wizard101 pay to win in 2023? Hello everybody, it's Liam here and welcome to today's video on the channel. And in today's video, we'll be talking about, well, Wizard101 in 2023 and talking about the topic of pay to win. You know, this has been a very hot topic in the community for a long time, and I figured I'd offer my 2 cents on it and try to objectively look at things in this video. Now, as always, I'm very open to receiving, feedback in the comments below. What do you guys think about Wiz right now? Do you think it is pay to win? Do you like the game right now? Do you not? I will have the background gameplay as a different game, probably like Resident Evil Village remake, because I've been enjoying that game a lot and not really playing Wiz right now. PvP is pretty boring, and I don't know, I feel like watching me farm people over and over would get kind of boring as a video, so I figured I'd throw some different gameplay in the background. Let me know if you guys like it or not down there in the comments. But yeah, I'm gonna bring up a couple of things real quick before we get into the video. Overall, personally, guys, I think pay to win has went down over the years with KingsIsle. At the end of the day, they are a business, and I may not agree with a lot of the things that are going on in the game right now. But by the end of this video, if you guys do not agree with, my opinion or anything like that, I respect that, and just let me know why in the comments below. So, right away, I want to talk about, what is pay to win? Well, pay to win in a game is basically when you pay to get a competitive advantage, right? So, let's say you farm for the Supreme Wand, right? And then you have an option to pay for the Supreme Wand, but that paid version is the exact same thing, but gives 2 extra peers, right? That would be pay to win objectively, right? So what KingsIsle does, and this is very clever with how they do it, they make things not blatantly pay to win. They just kind of wave it in front of your face like, oh, hey, you should buy crowns to do this because we know you don't want to grind it out, And I think that's kind of where a lot of the pay to win complaints come from nowadays in 2023, People say the game is extremely pay to win. And aside from like literally being a member to like level up and get gear, I really think it's not, I think what players are saying when they say Wiz is pay to win right now is they feel that the game is so grindy and unreasonable to the point that it starts to make the packs look appealing, and it makes the packs look like, oh, hey, this is the best way to get that gear, Look at Novus gear, for example, or the Nightmare Gauntlet, right? Right when they dropped that Novus pack, a lot of people copped that, or the Nightmare pack. I know people who spent like 80k crowns on that pack, including myself. Still don't have the Storm Robe, by the way. Want to point that out. Man? So I think it's what the community is really saying here, again, is the fact that we feel as a consumer, as a customer, that the game isn't being reasonable. So the better way for me to get what I want is to pay. And that should never be the case, guys, right? Gaming grind, whether, this is very opinionated, this part right here, but I feel like gaming should always reward time investment and grind more than, well, pay to win, If you work for something, you should be able to, like, show that off, and that should always be better than the paid version, in my opinion, But the problem is right now with Novus and the Nightmare Gauntlet is it's so not fun, it's so unrewarding, and the drop rates are so inconsistent. Last time I did the Nightmare Gauntlet, I did 12 runs without getting a single piece of gear I wanted. And the one gear drop I got was for the school I didn't even want, So it's just like a huge red flag everywhere, man. It's pretty crazy. Now, if we go back a couple of years and actually look at stages of Wiz's lifestyle, or lifespan, whatever, lifeline, back in the Jade meta, back in the Sinbad Horde meta, right? Back then, guys, in the Jade meta, you literally had to buy packs to get the Jade gear. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't play back then very much, but you literally, when Jading was meta, like bad juju and stuff, you had to pay money to do that in PvP, well, to get rank, basically, right? it was extremely stupid. That is pay to win. Or look at when, Sinbad wands and stuff like that was meta back at like level 130, 140, I believe, was around that time frame. That was pay to win. You could only get that in a pack, I'm pretty sure. I think they eventually came out with a gauntlet for Sinbad. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Again, I didn't really play much back then. That's when I got back into the game. But the gauntlet, again, was unreasonable, so people just felt like they had to buy the pack. Fast forward 30 levels later here, we still have that same problem where the grind is so unreasonable and unfun to the point that the packs seem appealing. So personally, solutions for this I can think of is, fix the grind, lol XD. They could do that, or they could have some kind of pity system put in the pack system. I've been saying this for a while now. Pack system and loot box systems are outdated in gaming. This was back in like 2016, 2018, back when loot boxes and gambling was like at peak meta in gaming, right? So I think Wiz just really hasn't caught on with the time in the recent years. That's kind of moved on, and the Wiz pack system hasn't really evolved with like a pity system or a system to complement packs anymore. So I think either having some sort of pity system with a pack, or really actually trying to listen to player feedback in terms of like Aeon gear farming, Nightmare pack, yada yada with the gear drops. I think those would be the two best solutions for KingsIsle. So yeah, like over the years, a point is like back then, we had Sinbad and Jade. That was literally pay to win. You cannot get that anywhere. You had to pay, or look at like stuff like gauntlet pieces of gear. I think a good example of pay to win right now would be the Whisk of Doom. I think it's called at level 50 and 60 for the PvP meta. You need that wand, I heard, or something around that level. That is pretty pay to win in today's standards. But my point is to illustrate it was way worse back in the day. Again, I'm not saying everything is all sunshines and rainbows right now, guys, but I'm saying like objectively it has been worse in the past. Okay, and I really hope that KingsIsle can, again, fix these, crown shot problems and the unreasonable grind problem, because really, man, at the end of the day, like, I think it's not players complaining about pay to win. I think it's players complaining about pay for convenience, I guess. That doesn't even make any sense, but I think you know what I mean, right? The grind is so hard that you feel obligated to pay, and it's not objectively pay to win like it was before, which is what I mean when KingsIsle is being very careful with their wordplay here. They're like, oh, it's not pay to win. You could technically do Sinbad 2 million times, but is that reasonable? No. Is it pay to win? Technically not, but the packs are going to be more appealing, right, guys? So I think that's kind of where we're at right now. The grind way too much, and the packs are just not. They haven't really evolved, and the packs are just the only other option. You either pay up, or you got to do 2 million runs to get the thing you want, unless you're the luckiest man alive, which I just don't really like and not really interested in as a player. Like I said, guys, I need the Storm Nightmare robe still. I spent 80k crowns. I did the gauntlet like 20 times. Still haven't got it. I want it. It's like one of the best storm robes in the game right now, guys. But I spent 80k. That should be more than enough. Like shit, 60k, 40k. That's more than enough. But that wasn't enough to get it. Apparently, that's stupid. I put all that time into the gauntlet. Never got what I want. That's stupid. And you can't even craft some of the pieces you want from the new gauntlet, which is stupid. And then you have to do the gauntlet 50 times, which is pretty stupid considering you don't get a drop every time. I don't know, guys. I feel like that's really all I have to say in this video. Is just the game isn't as pay to win as it used to be, objectively speaking. And not to disrespect anybody here, but I feel like the people who think it's more pay to win now, aside from those grandmaster level players who have to deal with the Whisk of Doom, are just kind of blinded by nostalgia. If you can't clearly look at things and see how pay to win the past was compared to now, I just don't really, no offense, but think your opinion is valid on this, man. I'm probably gonna upset some people with that, but it's just the truth of the matter, you know? It's literally objective. It used to be way more pay to win. Again, am I saying is this new system perfect? Absolutely not. I think it is very scummy. I think KingsIsle, no offense, but like should be ashamed of themselves for this. You know, you're walking the line of like objectively not being paid to win, but you're being like, well, really disrespectful to your player base with the amount of time you expect for them to sink in. Again, 80k crowns and 20 plus gauntlet runs, I still don't have the piece I want. You know, that is stupid. And, you know, whether that's a casual player or like one of the elite players like myself, no consumer, no player should have to deal with this kind of stuff. And this has happened to me like so many times, guys. Like the Culture pack, the new pack, the Nightmare one, the Fossil pack, so many times. I spent 100k on the Culture and the Fossil pack. Never got what I want. Still don't have it, by the way. And then this new one, I spent 80k and did like 20 gauntlet runs, and don't have it. So I just think the grind needs to be more reasonable. And again, aside from the level 50 players, I think that these pay to win complaints should go away. Again, the only argument I could see is probably like membership. Like if you have a membership, like it's pay to win because like, you have to pay to get the level up and get the best gear. That's the only argument I could see that's really valid. You know, again, I'm open to criticism on the comments below, guys, but I really feel like I need to set the record straight with this one. You know, the game has gone progressively better. I think we need to get over this road bump of, you know, the grind being way too much and like making the packs so appealing. I get it might be like a smart business tactic for KI, but if you have all your players like, well, jumping ship and very unhappy with this for the past year, ever since Novus, I mean, if you lose the players, how are you going to make the money is what I'm saying. So let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments below. And I'm, again, open to criticism. I'm open to feedback. I know this might be a bit more of a hot take one. I just want to say thank you all for the love recently on the channel as well. The past 3 videos have popped off, and I appreciate it very much. I'm going to keep this style of content going forward. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching this far. See you tomorrow. And as always, take care, y'all.